There are growing calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired hours after he lost his appeal for taxpayer-funded UK security. And a recent poll by The Express found that 97% of those surveyed believe that King Charles should strip Harry of his royal title. I mean, that doesn't really surprise me.
Public opinion toward Harry and Meghan has reached a boiling point, shifting rapidly from sympathy to outright frustration. What once felt like understanding for their struggle to escape royal constraints has turned into widespread calls to strip them of their titles altogether. This change accelerated after Harry's recent BBC interview, which reignited controversy rather than calming tensions, especially as it came on the heels of his failed appeal to have taxpayer-funded security reinstated. The public backlash was swift and fierce, marking a distinct turning point where many now view their actions less as cries for help and more as selfish demands. This intensifying outrage reflects a deeper exhaustion with the couple's ongoing public disputes, as more and more voices question why they should continue to benefit from royal status while seemingly rejecting its responsibilities. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest this public sentiment is more than just noise. It's translating into real consequences. Sources close to the House of Lords have allegedly confirmed that Harry's royal title has already been quietly removed in private, with an official announcement expected soon. If true, this would be more than just symbolic finger-pointing. It would represent a firm institutional move to cut ties with a family member who is increasingly seen as a liability. The palace has traditionally operated with a careful, calculated approach to these kinds of decisions, so rumors of a private stripping of titles signal a decisive rejection rather than a knee-jerk reaction. Such a move hints at a carefully crafted strategy designed to reinforce the monarchy's authority and draw clear boundaries on what behavior it will tolerate, indicating this situation has escalated far beyond the public drama. The slow, deliberate nature of the royal institution means this potential title removal is anything but a publicity stunt. Monarchies don't act impulsively. Every move is weighed against centuries of tradition and political nuance. To quietly remove a prince's title without immediate fanfare is an unusually strong signal that the palace is deeply displeased. This isn't about managing a headline or cooling a media frenzy. It's a calculated step to signal institutional disapproval and reassert control. While the public is caught up in the spectacle, the palace machinery is working methodically to preserve the crown's dignity and authority. This suggests the tension between Harry and the monarchy is far from a simple family spat. It is a full-scale clash between personal ambition and centuries-old royal protocol, with far-reaching implications for the future. Once admired for his military service and charity efforts, Harry's image has been shattered in the eyes of many. British tabloids have gone from celebrating him as a royal hero to branding him a disgrace. A stark turnaround that reflects the public's growing disillusionment. What was once a story of admiration has morphed into one of frustration and betrayal, as more people question his choices and his loyalty to the institution he was born into. The shift is palpable. Harry has transformed from the Golden Prince, who seemed destined to modernize the monarchy, into a figure seen by some as a headache that threatens the very stability of the royal family. This rapid erosion of goodwill isn't just media sensationalism, it's a sign that public trust, once assumed, is now severely damaged and possibly irreparable. Harry's bombshell interview with Oprah remains a central flashpoint. During the conversation, he and Meghan spoke openly about alleged racism, neglect, and emotional isolation within the royal family, accusations that stunned the public and reignited global debate about the monarchy's future. However, the timing of the interview, which aired during a national mourning period for Prince Philip, struck many as insensitive and poorly judged. Rather than eliciting sympathy, critics condemned the interview as a public betrayal, arguing it was less a plea for understanding and more a calculated airing of royal grievances for personal gain. The fallout exposed deep divisions in public opinion and sparked fierce debates over loyalty, privacy, and the proper way to handle royal family disputes, intensifying the rift that now defines Harry's relationship with the institution. In the wake of the Oprah interview, Harry's memoir, Spare, added fuel to the fire by diving further into private family conflicts. The book didn't just share personal pain, it included pointed criticisms of Prince William, King Charles, and Camilla, which many viewed as airing dirty laundry for profit. Public perception began to shift towards suspicion, questioning whether Harry was turning trauma into a lucrative business. The media quickly framed him as someone cashing in on royal drama, raising uncomfortable questions about motives and intentions. While the memoir offered rare insight into his struggles, it also reignited debates about the fine line between healing through storytelling and exploiting family conflict for commercial gain, complicating Harry's public image even further. Living in California with Meghan and their children, Harry's lifestyle now feels more like a celebrity playbook than a quiet retreat from royal life. Despite talks of stepping back, high-profile deals with Netflix and past ventures with Spotify, plus lucrative public speaking tours, suggest a continued drive for fame and financial success. This ongoing presence in the spotlight raises questions about whether Harry is truly seeking freedom from royal expectations or simply finding new ways to profit from his legacy. The glitzy, media-savvy life on the West Coast seems at odds with his previous claims of wanting privacy. Fueling rumors, the Prince title carries immense historical significance. It's more than just a name, it symbolizes protection, status, and access to the royal institution's power and privileges. Losing this title would sever Harry's official connection to these traditional royal benefits and cut him off from the protective shield the monarchy offers its members. Speculation suggests this title removal is about much more than optics. It's a clear signal that the monarchy is actively distancing itself from Harry, closing the door on his claim to royal privilege. The move would underscore how the crown prioritizes its brand's integrity above individual family members, signaling a strict boundary for those who challenge the institution from within. This potential stripping of Harry's title is a loud message to other royals. Loyalty to the family and respect for the institution come with strict conditions. If a royal chooses to leave the family and publicly criticize it, they risk losing their privileges and protections. This is less about personal family drama and more about preserving the monarchy's long-term stability. The palace is drawing a firm line in the sand, making it clear that personal grievances and public attacks will no longer be tolerated if they threaten the crown's reputation. In doing so, the monarchy asserts its authority and warns future generations of royals about the consequences of stepping out of line. Behind the polished palace facade, insiders reportedly reveal growing fatigue with the ongoing drama surrounding Harry and Meghan. The couple's actions are said to have unsettled the royal family and tarnished its global image, creating a sense of frustration among those who uphold tradition and continuity. Reports suggest a palpable sense of relief within the palace at the prospect of finally drawing a definitive line, ending years of uncertainty and public spectacle. This behind-the-scenes exhaustion paints a picture of an institution ready to move past what it sees as destabilizing influences and restore a sense of order and dignity, even if that means taking unprecedented steps to sever ties. Public support in the UK has sharply declined, with recent polls showing many Britons have lost faith in Harry and Meghan as representatives of the modern monarchy. Once hailed as symbols of progress and diversity, they are now widely seen as divisive figures who have fractured public opinion. British media and royal watchers, who once gave them the benefit of the doubt, have turned increasingly ice cold, with little patience left for their public disputes. This erosion of support reflects broader societal tensions and questions about the monarchy's role, making Harry and Meghan's position within the institution more precarious than ever before. Harry's previous honorary military titles, which once symbolized his connection to the armed forces and earned him respect among veterans, have been stripped, a move that cut deep both personally and publicly. Many veterans who had respected his service now feel betrayed, particularly after Harry openly criticized the military system he once represented. This perceived break with the military community has added another layer of controversy, highlighting how far Harry's relationship with traditional royal institutions has unraveled. The military, a key pillar of the monarchy's identity, no longer seems to align with Harry's current image, further isolating him from the core of royal support. Meghan's public image has become inseparable from the controversies surrounding Harry, often casting her as a central figure in the ongoing turmoil. Critics accuse the couple of thriving on drama rather than building a positive legacy, portraying them as opportunists who capitalize on public attention instead of quietly establishing themselves. media narratives frequently paint Meghan as a divisive figure, whose ambitions and actions have fueled conflict rather than resolution. This reputational struggle complicates their efforts to define a new chapter outside the royal family, trapping them in a cycle of scrutiny and criticism that shows no sign of abating. Among royal supporters, the decision to remove Harry's title is framed as a form of justice, an overdue measure to protect the monarchy's future. This is not seen as merely a family disagreement, but as a necessary step to uphold the values of silence, duty, and loyalty that the crown embodies. The palace's message is clear. Personal grievances must not overshadow the institution's stability. The monarchy's survival depends on maintaining unity and discretion, and those who choose to break that trust risk losing everything. This moment marks a powerful statement that tradition and collective responsibility outweigh individual drama. With the public announcement looming, the end of Harry's royal chapter feels inevitable and irreversible. Once stripped of his title, there will be no easy path back to the privileges and protections he once enjoyed. This final severance isn't just about one man's legacy, it represents a broader reckoning with what modern royalty can and cannot tolerate. The boundaries of the institution have been drawn sharply, signaling a new era where public image, loyalty, and tradition hold more weight than ever before. For Harry, this marks not just a personal loss, but a transformation of his role in the royal story that will shape how history remembers him.